folks? Welcome back to another video, another edition, another upload brought to you by your one and only literary pharaoh. Sorry about that, something happened to my phone. But it's a hoax. Alright? The weather patterns that we see happening are not a direct result at all. They're not even a result of global warming. Global warming doesn't exist. It's not a theory, as I said before. It's not a fact. It's just something that's made up to give the excuse. And a lot of things that we deal with in society are made up. Most of the things that we deem to be true have no facts at all attached to it. We just believe people because they have a label called experts. So because they deem themselves experts and they have a long backing of an academic curriculum backed by the academic realm that they've endeavored to immerse their years of study into. So we end up just believing that these people know what they're talking about. You can be an expert in idiocy. You can be an expert in stupidity. And people would deem you a knowledgeable expert only because you have the title. So if you go off learning something, if you start learning something that's wrong, and you teach people wrong, does that make the teacher an expert if the teacher is teaching from a wrong premise? Now, everybody always wants to back up the system. Well, these people have put in studies and studies. Man, look, at the end of the day, when you dial back, when you peel back the onion and you peel back the layers and you get deeper into the core, deception lies at everything that we encounter. Meaning that most of the information that we get are skewed or lied. We're being lied to. You have to be lied to in order to be controlled. Truth sets everyone free. And when you have truth, everyone in a way is sort of put on an even playing field. Because everyone can now access what everybody else can access. You only lie to keep certain things away from people so you can control them and manipulate them. If you sit home and you think that these radical weather shifts that are going on in California and Texas and certain regions in the north, and you just think that's just normal because it's global warming, then you've bought into the lie. It's not global warming. If it was global warming, we as a country would be getting more rain. Why is California getting drought? Ask yourself that. If global warming is a reality, and sorry for the noise back there. That's my son watching his shows on his iPad. But if global warming was to be true, as a country, we will be getting significantly more rain. You say, why do you say that? Well, just go back to your days in science class. Heat causes water to rise, thus causing precipitation. So if the planet is getting warmer, it will impact the hydraulic cycle of the earth, drawing more moisture into the air, filling up the air with more clouds and more moisture, and therefore rain will fall down because whatever goes up has to eventually come down. Why are we not getting more rain? Now, I'm not saying we get no rain, but we're not getting rain as much as we're supposed to if global warming is the truth. California should be showered every day with rain. Global warming is not true. The people who hold power over these organizations are all but puppets, and they're getting paid a large lump sum of money to control people with lies. All these CEOs and execs, some of them have genuine motives, but some of them are also blind because they go in thinking that they're working for an organization that functions on a principle of truth, and they go in there thinking, okay, I'm doing something good. And some of them don't really care. As long as you pay me, I'll say anything. I'll promote anything. There's no reason why one day it's sunny and sort of warm and the next day is extremely cold. And you know something is wrong because you say it yourself. People in Texas, anyone in Houston, Texas, listen to me, anyone that lives in the South, don't you hear people say that? They'll say, man, that's weird. It was just warm the other day. I was extremely cold. your senses are telling you that something is not right, because we all understand that any shift in weather has to have a slow, gradual release. In other words, if it's warm one day and it's going to be cold, the coolness comes over time in a slow process. So the next day is a little cooler, the next day is a little cooler, the next day is much cooler. Then eventually you're warming yourself up, no pun intended, to the coolness. But we have a term now that meteorologists like to use. The whole weather systems that are used are all falsified because they don't tell you what they really know. They call things now, they have the label for it. They call it flash cold, or a cold flash, or we have a cold wave coming through, or a heat wave, or a cold flash. That's exactly what it is. It's a flash. Just like when you push a button on the camera, you have the flash. You control that. You push the button and you have a flash. When you have flash freeze or whatever the terms they use, cold flash, whatever it is. In other words, they're saying that, okay, it's not supposed to be this cold, but this sudden rush of coldness or coolness that we're receiving is a cold front. It's a cold flash. Yeah, it's a cold flash and a cold front because you guys are controlling it. It's nothing's supposed to happen radically. Look at the human body. When you get hurt, it takes time for your body to heal. If you cut something on your skin, it bleeds. The next you know, it starts to scab up. Your body slowly heals itself. Even if you're going through, if your body is going through a symptomatic response to what they deem to be viruses, even though virology is also an erroneous system as well. Your body takes time to heal. So why would Mother Nature have radical shifts? Well, Mother Nature is having radical shifts because she's screaming at us to let us know that something's wrong. They're manipulating Mother Nature. It's no different than a woman who sits back and she's tied up. And I'm going to get a little graphic here. And I know my son's back there, but I'm going to mince my words and be very careful how I say this. But it's analogous. I want to just you guys to get the comparison of what they're doing to Mother Nature. You want your what? Your block. Your gloves, they're on the side next to your lunch kit. You only got one. Both of them should be there. Look harder. Well, I'm driving right now, buddy. It's going to be hard for me to turn around and look for it. When we get to your school, I'll find it and I'll put it on you, okay? I know when we get there, I'll find it. You found it? Okay, good. So it's compared to Mother Nature's like the woman, okay, who's tied up against her will, and then random guys you just called in to just have their way with her inappropriately. If you know what I mean. I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I mean. Do whatever they want to do with her. Violate her. Mother Nature is being violated. And whenever you molest Mother Nature, she cries out. She's screaming. But what they're doing, they're using air mass. They're using the air mass. They're using air pressure. They're using natural weather phenomenon commingled with technology. Okay? Radio wave technology. High frequency technology. All right? They're using all these things. They're using natural things, but they're also inducing it with technology to alter the natural events of weather to create what they want when they want. So in a way, they control the spigot. They can go where they want. I want floods here. I want floods there. I want these people to get drought. We are at war. You're not going to believe me because you're sitting comfortably, probably in your home, and you have everything that you need, and that's the best condition to be in against an enemy that wants you to think that everything's okay, because it kills the impulsivity to want to fight back. We naturally as human beings, have a natural bent towards truth. We have a natural bent towards survival. Our survival instincts kick in. Our amygdala brain kicks in. We become consistently in a mode of fight or flight. Those are natural responses. There's nothing wrong with being in a fight or flight mode, because there are certain instances where you need to be in that mode. Now, you don't need to be in that mode where the situation doesn't call for it, of course. And then you have people that are comfortable. So when you're comfortable, you lack the incentive to fight. If you're breathing okay, you just breathe. If I tie you down and put a pillow over your face to suffocate you, you're going to start naturally fighting back. That's what happens when we get truth. And when we realize how much we're being lied to, if you are a human being and you care even a small iota, you will have a response. Now, some people's response may be a little bit more intense than others, but I bet my bottom dollar you're going to have a response. You're going to have a response, because it's natural to your human makeup. It's natural to your biogenetic makeup. It's like, that's the way we're wired. But the system is very clever, as I've said on plenty of other videos. Information is a weapon used to decrease the frequency or the probability or the possibility that people will find out the truth and want to fight back or want to do something about it. Now, when I say fight back, I don't want you guys to think in physical terms. I don't mean going out there with guns or fighting people or beating up people. That's not going to get anything done. When I say fight back, I mean using the system against itself. The system has ways that it attacks us, right? It attacks us with information, and it attacks us by creating a aura of fear to cause us to become consumers of product, because it feeds into the military-industrial complex. The more we buy, the stronger the system becomes. The mark of the beast is not a mark on your forehead. Believe it or not, the mark of the beast is the system that we're in. We all have the mark of the beast because we're operating underneath money. A token economy is what we live under. People do everything that they do for money. That's the beast system. No one can escape it. Now, no, you're not going to hell, but it does put you in a hell mind state. I don't believe hell is a physical place. I believe hell is a state of mind. And if you live in this world and you've allowed the beast system to overtake your consciousness, and then yeah, you will be in a hellish mind state, because you're always going to be stressed, consistently trying to get money. Money becomes your god. Haven't you seen certain people who base their whole life around money? That's all they talk about. I can't stand it. It's disgusting. Money. You know? So the creators of the system, and I say the creators because they are creators of the system. The creators of the system are the same people that created us. There's secret societies that exist for a reason. There's secret societies that have secret information. See, you have to understand that. I don't know, when I was growing up, it seemed kind of like, cheesy when you would hear people say, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. You're like, what the hell you mean that knowledge is power? Because as a kid growing up, I was watching Power Rangers. I always thought that power meant being physically stronger than your opponent, or being physically, capable of removing any obstacle that's in your way. And that's what I equated power to. Power meant that to me. But as I started to get older, I started to understand what that term meant. That knowledge is power, because knowledge stands at the foundation of everything. Knowledge. And if you have secret knowledge that other people don't have, you've already defeated the people who are ignorant, because you have a leg up on them. You know what they don't know, and you can use what you know for acts of malevolence, or you can use it as acts of benevolence. You can actually say, I'm going to use the information that I have for good. But hey, some people don't do that. People are evil-minded, and they'd rather take that information and use it for evil. Now, there's a particular race of people that are just prone to do that. They're bred that way. They were made that way. These people were created about 6,000 years ago. Their genes are very, very young. They have the recessive gene. I'm not going to name the race, but you can do the math. They are lighter in hue. They lack a melanin. They're more pale-skinned. Not all of them. There's a certain group of them. They're just bent that way. If you give those people power, they're going to use that to oppress. People of civility, when we get power, we use it to try to bring everybody together. But hey, that's the cosmic divide that we have here playing out on Earth. All right? So I'm about to drop my son off, take him inside the school. And that's all I have to say. I just want you guys to think outside the box. These weather shifts that we're having are not normal. Global warming is not the cause of it. They're just controlling weather. They know, and people are saying it. The cold doesn't even feel the same. It's penetrating the bones. Even when it gets extremely hot, it penetrates the skin. Because now we're under UVC rays, where the rays are extremely dangerous because the ozone layer is being depleted. We are in an experiment, guys. We are the lab rats. Wake up. I know it's hard to believe because you guys keep waiting for the Savior Jesus to come and save the day. He's not coming. That fictional character that you have made up is not coming. The Savior is you. The Savior is the awakening, and it starts. The culprit of the awakening starts with information, starts with you being knowledgeable, starts with you being wakened up from your slumber. The more you sleep, the more you continue to believe the mainstream media about what's going on, the more you keep believing in politics, the more you keep believing the news, then the deeper you are in your sleep. Hopefully somebody will wake you up one day. All right, peace, guys. Love you guys. Remember, your health is your wealth. And stay tuned to the next video. Peace.